Good morning, hi, how are you? I hope you're all fine. Today we will start lesson 5 in minute 2, and it's a folktale story. What is a folktale story? It's a story that is narrated or it's the parents say for their children, and the grandpas was telling it to their grandparents. Okay, so when we talk about folktale stories. Folktale stories, after reading them, we will find that there is a theme. Okay, there is a meaning, there is a lesson that we can learn or we can know after reading or listening or hearing this folktale story. We will read the story together, okay, and we will try to explain each part of it, and we will know what the writer wants to tell us from it. Generally, our story is talking about a man that is selling goods in the streets and traveling from a place to another place to sell things. But unfortunately, he didn't sell. He gets used to sell many things. But then what happened? He didn't sell as he was selling before. So the money was run out. He didn't have money anymore. After that, we will know what happened with him. Okay, and the title for the folktale story is Stone Soup. Stone Soup. Okay, remember this title very well. Can you make a soup from stone? We will know. Once there was a young man traveling around the country selling goods. Times were very hard, and every day he sold less and less, until he didn't have any money at all. So the man now didn't have any money. So what he could do to have money? Of course, he didn't have money, so he would not. He wouldn't be able to buy food or buy water, whatever, anything he wants to. So, on the same day that he ran out of money and food, so he didn't have money or food. He came across a small village. He thought that in the village he would find someone who would give him a bit of food. So he thought that how he could solve his problem. So he thought that when he went to the village, he would be able to find someone to give him a bit. He didn't say a lot of food, but he just only wanted some food, not to be hungry. He is not the one who wants more and more and more. He is not greedy. So, what he planned to do? He knocked at the door of a pretty-looking house. A woman opened the door slightly, as you see here in the picture. So he didn't open the door wildly, okay, but she opened the door slightly, a little bit. Okay, the young man asked the woman if she had a little food to spare, a little food to spare for a very young traveler. So he asked her for a little food, not a lot of food, not for a big meal to eat. He didn't ask her for meat and bread and rice and many things, but a little food to spare. When I was don't need it and you can share it with someone else. This is the meaning to spare something. Okay, for a very young traveler, he explained for her. He explained why he wanted this food. He's weary, he's tired, a tired traveler. So he explained for her why he wanted this food. Okay, so and then, but sadly, the woman answered that she had no food at all. So, what was her reply? Okay, that she didn't have any food. But logically, the house was a pretty looking house. Do you think, really, do you think that she doesn't have any food to spare or to give this young traveler? I don't think so. But there's a problem, we will know about it. Okay, curiously, the same thing happened at all the houses in the village. Oh, why? Why? The whole village, all the people live in the village, okay, don't have any food to spare. There was a problem. And he was curious, okay? He wanted to know about it eagerly. So, there was not even a crumb of bread, a piece of bread left in the entire village, in the whole village. The young man was not discouraged. He was not discouraged. What does it mean, Lord? He wasn't discouraged. Okay, to be discouraged, it means what? You are hopeless. You are depressed. You have no hope. What we want to say, he was not discouraged. It means he didn't, because I say not, say not, and then discouraged, so it means the opposite. So no, he didn't lose the hope, and he said that, no, I will think about this, and I will do something. What? Instead, he came up with a plan. He came up with a plan. He made a plan, a thing to do something. The young man found a wealthy-looking house. Again, a wealthy-looking house means it looks luxurious. It means that the people inside are rich. Okay? So, in the center of the village, an elderly man answered to the door. The young man asked him if he had a large bottle of water. Of course, we know what is a large but very big container, and it's very deep inside. That he could spare. So again, he could spare, he could give it to him, but it's extra. He doesn't need to, he doesn't need to use it. The older man asked him what he wanted it for. So even water, it's not something expensive to give to someone. But he said for him, I want a bottle of water. He started with something not expensive at all. Okay? So, and then the young man explained that he was so sad about the lack of food in the village that he was going to make a big pot of soup. So, the man explained for the older man that all the people in your village, okay, didn't have any food. I would help them, and how he would help them by making a pot of soup for all the villagers. So the very big container, okay, so he would make a very big container of soup from a special stool he had found on his travels. Special stool. Okay, by the way, he made the man curious. How he made the man curious? He made the man curious that he caught him. What else we can say? He encouraged him. He encouraged him to give him this pot of water by saying what? Special stone. So he was curious to know what is the special stone that made this pot of water. So he encouraged her by doing this. As I said, the folk tales, it's an old story from tradition, passed, okay, parents and fathers to their children. We have example here, my grandmother told me many folk tales about the people in the past. The ingredients, okay, he mentioned in the beginning of the lesson, in the lesson itself, the title of the lesson, and the ingredients and the contents, the contents that we will use for making, or the thing that we will use for making this stool soup. She made it delicious and used many ingredients. Right after she said that he ran out of money to reach to the end, we don't have any more goods and things for sale, nothing that are transported by railway or road. My father made an order for buying many different goods to his shop. As we said that he sold the goods, okay, those are things that you can bring from a big shop or transported and moved or got them by road or railway. And he said slightly, completely, and very much tired or exhausted. We will complete our story. The old man gave the young man a large pot of water and a stirring spoon. Stir something is to move it and mix it with the other ingredients. And helping him build a big fire next to his house. The young man took a small spoon out of his bag and put it in the pot of water. So, as we said, he encouraged the old man to give him the pot of water and to help him by telling him that he could make soup from a special or magical stew. As he stirred the water, the young man mentioned to the old man that the magic stew was always better with a little onion and a head of cabbage. Okay, of course all of us know what is cabbage, but I can't say 1 kilo or 2 kilos of cabbage, but it's something, okay, you can say 1, 2, 3, that's why I can say 2 heads of cabbage, 3 heads of cabbage, but I can't say a kilo or something like that. So this one separate, and it's a big one. Okay, you can sell it from the market, so you can say a head of cabbage, 2 heads, 3 heads, and so on. To add extra flavor taste. So the old man went into his house and returned with a bag of onions and a head of cabbage. You say, well, he encouraged the old man, okay. Sorry, 5. When he encouraged the old man to buy the magic stone, he gave him the pot of water. Also, he brought him a head of cabbage and also a bag of onions. Okay. Then they started making that stone soup. Then a neighbor who was bathing out or washing smelled the onions and the cabbage cooking. Now the smell, actually it's not the stew, but it's not something real. It is only we can say that it is deceiving him, but it's a plan, okay? And something he is doing for something good. So the smell of the onions and the cabbage made the woman that she is putting her washing out smell it. She smelled it, and after smelling this soup or the smell of the cabbage and the onions, okay, what happened? What happened then? She went to the old man's house where she was told about the special soup made of stew. The young man who was stirring the soup mentioned that the magic soup was always very good, but that a little bit of meat, perhaps a carrot and some potatoes, would add some extra flavor, extra taste. So the woman went into her house and returned with a chunk of meat, a piece of meat, a you know, of course, carrots, and we fasten them together. So anything, okay, or things are fastened together, okay, and divided together, we say it's a bunch. Well, I'm going to say a bunch of carrots, a bunch of flowers, a bunch of bananas. Okay, so things are fastened together. Okay, or a bunch of flowers as we said. And a sack of potatoes. Sack is a bag, okay, and a strong bag. It's a big one. Okay, the people that sell potatoes, we did them. And actually, sack of potatoes, we don't know how many kilos. It's a big bag of potatoes. A big bag. It's a whole mass, but I don't know how many kilos inside it. That's why I said a sack of potatoes. A little girl, so you see, the man was able and push the other people around to help and give them food. So they already have food. But we don't know the problem. But now he pushed them in a nice way to help and to spare the food they have. A little girl who was playing in the street smelled the soup and became curious. She's eager to know what's happening about the smell. She went to the old man's house. The young man stirred the soup and mentioned to the girl that the magic soup was always very good, but it would be even better with a few beans. And of course we know what is beans. And a pinch of salt, a little bit of salt and pepper. So they go around into her house and return with a bowl of beans. You know what is the bowl? Okay, this is like a container, and it's deep inside. It is enough to put many things inside. Okay, and some salt and pepper, and add them to the pot of soup again. Now we have what we have inside this pot. We have potatoes, we have onions, we have head of cabbage, we have meat. Okay, we have the spices, the spices you put, the salt and the pepper that makes the taste much better. Okay, the woman from the first house where the young man had asked for food, where you say what he mentioned here, where the young man had asked for food was in her garden collecting some herbs and mushrooms. So now she has mushrooms, and also she has herbs. And herbs are what? Herbs are the plants, okay, that we can use in making cooking. It gives a very nice taste to our food. She smelled the soup too and became curious, eager. She wants to know and see about the smell. So she walked down the lane, and the lane is another road, and we found these things all the time in the village, to the old man's house. The young man stirred the soup some more into it and mentioned that the magic soup was always very good, but that a few mushrooms and some herbs from her basket would add even more flavor. The woman gladly, very happily added her ingredients to the soup. In a while, the soup was cooked, and everyone had a bowl of delicious stewing soup. No one could believe that such a flavoursome means it very delicious, something that tastes very nice. Flavoursome soup could be made from just a stew. The young man served another bowl of soup and smiled to himself. Okay, this is the end of our folktale story. Okay, what do you think? What is the theme? What the writer or the one that is telling this folk tale for us. It means when we are sharing things. Now, some had the mushrooms. A woman had the mushroom, and the other one had the potatoes and the meat. The man had the carrot. So it means we can exchange things, okay, to help each other. Maybe when she has only the mushroom and the herbs, she couldn't cook a nice food. But when she put with the mushroom and the herbs, potatoes, some pepper and salt, it became a soup. Yes? So they could, it doesn't mean that we all make the same food and eat together. Okay, some people do it very in the ancient times. But we can, what we mean, to share, not to be greedy. Not to be greedy and only hold what you have. But maybe what I have, okay, another one needs, and what the other one had things I also need. So we can exchange, okay, and this will be helpful to him, and the thing that I took from him will be helpful to me. This is the theme, and that's what the narrator or the one he is telling the folk tale wants us to know. Those are the words, okay, again, to remember together. Crumb of bread, piece of bread, discouraged, so small, but he wasn't discouraged. She was discouraged after knowing the reasons of her purchase. Discouraged, and the opposite is the antonym is encourage. His parents discouraged him to join the boxing team. Okay, they didn't push him to do this, but they were afraid about him. Elderly, someone is old, come up with a plan to get him a new idea. Stirring to mix something and build a fire to set a fire. Okay, flavor. As we said, it's a particular just to give to things. Chunk of a piece of one shot, as we said, things that are fastened together, and sack of the Lord. When she said a sack of potato, the Lord bag made from strong cloth of paper or plastic. A pinch of a bit of something that such as salt. And when I say, I can say powdered meat, powdered salad, soup, fruits, and then with, as we said, a ceramic container, okay, CD inside that is enough to put many things inside. I was so hungry, so I ate 3 pounds of beans. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you, grade 5, and I hope you enjoyed and understood it well. See you in the other video.